In Everpine Estates, the real danger wasn't outside the gates. It was the people guarding them. And the deeper I dug, the closer I came to vanishing, just like the others. The morning air was unnervingly still. I approached the community gate, expecting my usual walk. But the gate wasn't just closed, it was chained shut, wrapped in thick iron links, a fresh padlock glinting in the sunlight. A paper sign swayed in the breeze. Emergency lockdown. HOA orders. No reason. No explanation. I glanced around. Neighbors whispered in tight circles, their voices low, eyes darting toward the black uniformed guards patrolling the sidewalks. This wasn't the friendly Everpine I knew. This felt like something else entirely. I'd been a journalist for 30 years. Secrets were meant to be uncovered, not obeyed. That night, with a flashlight in one hand and my old camera in the other, I slipped into the shadows, determined to find out what my neighbors were too afraid to say out loud. The next morning, Alan's house felt wrong. His car was still in the driveway, mail spilled from his box, his dog scratched at the window, whining. But Alan? He was nowhere to be found. I called the HOA office. No answer. Hours later, a letter slid under my door. I unfolded it slowly. 5 words in bold black ink. Mind your own business. I took it to the police. They skimmed it, smirked, and handed it back. This is an internal matter, one officer said. Internal? Since when did a missing person become internal? That night, I heard footsteps inside my house. Slow, careful. I grabbed the bat from under my bed, my breath loud in my ears. The front door was wide open. Muddy boot prints led from the door into the living room, and in the center of the floor lay something small and cold, a camera lens cap. When I checked the feed from my hidden camera, my blood froze. There he was, Carl, an HOA board member, unlocking my door like he owned the place. I went to the one place they didn't control, the old community library. In the basement, buried under dust and time, I found files the HOA had hoped no one would see. The paper spoke of secret surveillance contracts, private detentions, and wire transfers to a firm I'd never heard of, Shadow Trust. As I snapped photos for evidence, the lights went out. A metallic slam echoed above. I wasn't alone in the basement anymore. When I escaped the library, Everpine streets were unnaturally quiet. The guards were gone. No children played. Every curtain was drawn. I saw tire tracks leading to the old maintenance shed, fresh ones. Someone had been here, and recently. Inside, I found rows of boxes, each with a name and address. And then I saw Alan's. I didn't dare open it until I heard footsteps behind me.
I spun around. The silhouette stepped forward. Carl again. His voice was low, almost a whisper. "You shouldn't have come here." His hand rested on something heavy inside his jacket. Before I could react, he slammed the door and locked it. My flashlight beam skimmed across the floor and stopped on a metal hatch I hadn't noticed before. I forced it open, the hinges screaming in protest. A ladder descended into darkness, and from below came the sound of someone breathing. I climbed down, each rung colder than the last. The air was damp, heavy, and tinged with the faint scent of gasoline. My hands trembled as I reached the bottom. Rows of monitors flickered to life, showing live feeds from every street, every backyard, every living room in Everpine. They were watching, all of us. In the corner, chained to a chair, was Alan, pale, exhausted, but alive. "Don't trust anyone," he rasped. "They are not what they seem." I cut him free. We raced to the ladder, but the hatch above slammed shut. A voice echoed through hidden speakers. "You can't leave." I grabbed a wrench from a tool bench, smashing the hinges until the lock snapped. The hatch burst open to the cold night air. We ran through the empty streets, Alan's limp slowing us. In the distance, headlights flared to life. 2 black SUVs accelerating toward us. The SUVs boxed us in. 4 men in dark suits stepped out, and at their center, HOA President Evelyn Drake. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. "You think you've uncovered something?" she said softly. "You've only scratched the surface." Before she could order them forward, police sirens screamed in the distance. Evelyn's smile faltered, and for the first time, I saw fear in her eyes. The police took Evelyn and her men into custody. Alan handed over the files we'd recovered. The chief stared at the documents like they were burning in his hands. Days later, Everpine's gates were unchained, but the cameras, the hidden rooms, the unanswered questions, they never went away. And every time I walk these streets, I feel it, the weight of their eyes. Because once you're watched, you're never truly alone again.